Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. So I am sitting here right now at my desk, and I am just shaking. I am literally shaking. My coffee's completely cold. My eyes are burning from staring at this screen. I am so tired, but I just had to get on here and write this all down. I am typing furiously right now, so please forgive me if this is a total mess. I don't even have time to edit this. The deadline is looming and my editor is probably going to yell at me, but I do not care. You guys need to know what is happening. The spoilers I just got for The Bold and the Beautiful are insane, just completely insane. I cannot even believe what I am reading. It is a bloodbath, literally a bloodbath. And I am just trying to process it all. The fight for Elektra between Will and RJ has been building up for weeks. You all know this. We all saw it coming. But nobody saw this coming. Not like this. It finally reached a bloody climax. And I mean bloody. The darkest nightmare in Forrester history has officially begun. And it is going to change everything forever. So let me back up a little bit just to give you the full picture because you need the context. You need to understand how we got to this terrible moment. It has been a total mess lately. The Logan and Forrester feud is out of control. Brooke and Katie are at war. Ridge and Bill are at war. Eric's designs were stolen or not stolen, depending on who you ask. Bill says you cannot steal something that you own. He says Eric promised the designs to the Logans. So Katie is using them, and Brooke and Ridge are furious. They even crashed Katie's press conference. They ruined her big fashion preview. They played dirty, and it caused so much bad blood, so much tension. And right in the middle of all this toxic family drama are the kids. Will Spencer is caught in the middle. His dad is Bill. His mom is Katie, but he works at Forrester Creations. He is surrounded by Forresters, and RJ Forrester is right there too. RJ is Eric's grandson, Ridge and Brooke's son. So RJ is fiercely loyal to the Forresters, and RJ thinks Will is a double agent. He literally accused Will of spying for Bill and Katie. He dragged Bill's name through the mud, and Will got defensive because, of course, he did. That is his family. Even if Bill is arrogant, Will is still a Spencer. So the tension between Will and RJ was already sky high. But then you add the girl drama. And oh boy, the girl drama is heavy. Will loves Elektra, but Will messed up. He kissed Dylan at the beach house, and Elektra found out. Elektra pushed for the truth, and Will admitted it. So Elektra dumped him. She refused to reunite with him. She felt so betrayed. And to make matters worse, Steffi just hired Dylan at Forrester Creations. Steffi offered her a job as a receptionist, and Elektra lost her mind. She threw a complete rage fit in the showroom. She was acting psychotic. She demanded that Dylan quit. She told Steffi to reverse the decision, but Steffi said no. Steffi told Elektra to stick her chin out and move on. Steffi reminded everyone that she is the boss. So Elektra is stuck working with the girl who kissed her man. And because Elektra is so hurt, she started leaning on RJ. And RJ has a huge crush on Elektra. He even told Eric about it. So RJ is making his move. And Will hates it. Will sees RJ moving in on his girl, and Will is jealous and angry and feeling lost. And Ivy is in the background pulling the strings. Ivy wants Elektra with RJ. Ivy has been manipulating this whole thing. She even threatened Dylan, and she forced Daphne to keep quiet about it all. Daphne is struggling with infertility issues with Carter and is paralyzed by guilt. But Ivy does not care. Ivy just wants to control everything. So that is the setup. That is the powder keg. And today it exploded. It happened on the rooftop of the Forrester Creations building. The famous rooftop. We have seen so many scenes up there. but nothing like this. It was super windy. The wind was howling. You know how it gets up there. The sky was gray. It just felt ominous, like something bad was going to happen. And it did. RJ and Will ended up on the roof together. I don't even know who followed who up there. It does not matter. They were face to face, just the two of them. And the wind was whipping their hair around, and they started arguing. It started about the designs. RJ was yelling about Bill. He was calling Bill a thief. He was saying the Logans are frauds. And Will was defending his dad. Will was saying the designs belong to Logan, just like Bill taught him. But then it got personal. It always gets personal. RJ started bringing up Elektra. RJ told Will that he blew it. RJ said Elektra deserves a real man, not a Spencer who kisses other girls. And Will saw red. Will was so mad. His fists were clenched. You could see the veins popping out of his neck, but RJ did not stop. RJ kept pushing. RJ is arrogant sometimes. He gets that from Ridge. So RJ started insulting the Logan fashion line. He started saying Katie's a failure. He said the Logan brand is a joke. He used really toxic, nasty insults. He just tore into Will's mother. He tore into Will's family. And Will just lost his mind. He completely lost all reason. The anger just took over. The jealousy over Elektra, the stress of the family feud, the insults about his mother, it was too much. Will snapped and he shoved RJ. It was an accidental shove in terms of intent to kill. Will did not mean to kill him, but the shove had furious power behind it. It was a shove born of pure blind rage. Will pushed him so hard, and RJ was not ready for it. RJ was standing too close to the edge of the rooftop patio area, or maybe he just tripped on something. It happened so fast. 1 second, RJ was yelling. The next second, he was falling backward. RJ lost his balance. His arms flailed in the air. He tried to grab onto something, but there was nothing there, just empty air and the wind, and he fell. He fell straight down from the elevated section of the roof to the lower concrete deck, or maybe off the side of a fire escape. The details are a bit blurry in my notes, but the result is the same. He fell hard. He fell straight down to the cold, hard ground. And the sound, oh my God, the sound, the sickening thud of a human body hitting the cold concrete. It was awful, just awful. And Elektra was there. She had just walked up to the roof. Maybe she was looking for RJ. Maybe she was looking for Will. I don't know. But she opened the door just in time to see it. She saw the whole thing. She saw Will shove him. She saw RJ fall. Her heart just shattered. You could see it in her eyes. The trauma, the absolute horror. She froze for a second, just paralyzed by what she just witnessed. The boy she was starting to care about pushed by the boy she used to love. It was a nightmare, a waking nightmare. And then the blood, so much blood. It started pooling around RJ's head on the cold ground. The blood stained the Forrester fashion empire. Literally, the ground where they build their beautiful clothes was now covered in blood. Will just stood there. He was frozen. He looked down at the ground. Then he looked at his hands. He was in shock. He was completely bang huang. He realized his hands were stained with blood, metaphorically and maybe even physically if he climbed down to check on him. But the guilt was instant. He just stared at his hands. He realized he just destroyed his own life. He just destroyed RJ. He just destroyed his family. He lost his mind for 1 second, and now everything is ruined. Everything. And then the scream. Brooke had been looking for RJ. She was probably still fuming about Katie and the fashion launch. She walked out onto the lower deck or came out of a side door, and she saw him. She saw her baby boy lying there, motionless, bleeding, broken. Brooke let out a scream that will haunt my dreams forever. It was not just a normal scream. It was the primal, agonizing scream of a mother who thinks her child is dead. It echoed off the glass walls of the Forrester building. It echoed through the parking lot. It was so loud and so full of pain. She ran to him. She fell to her knees. She did not care about the blood. She just grabbed him. But he was not moving. He was completely motionless. And Will was just standing above, looking down at the horror he created. Electra was sobbing uncontrollably. The wind was still howling. It was a scene straight out of a horror movie. But wait, it gets worse, because this is the bold and the beautiful. And nothing is ever just a tragic accident. There is always a twist. There is always a shadow in the corner. And that shadow was Ivy Forrester. Ivy was standing in the dark corner of the rooftop. She had been following them, or maybe she was just up there plotting her next move. Because Ivy is always plotting. She is always manipulating. She has been pulling the strings this whole time. She hates Dylan. She wants Electra with RJ. She wants to control the Forrester legacy. And Ivy saw the whole argument. She saw Will get mad. She saw RJ fall. But Ivy did not scream. Ivy did not run to help. Ivy pulled out her phone. She recorded the whole thing. She recorded Will shoving RJ. She recorded RJ falling. She recorded Will looking guilty. She has the video evidence right in her hand. And she smiled. She stood there in the dark corner and she smiled, an evil, wicked smile. Because Ivy just realized she hit the jackpot. She does not care that her cousin RJ is bleeding on the concrete. She does not care that Brooke is screaming in agony. She does not care that Electra is traumatized. All Ivy cares about is power. And now she has the ultimate power. She holds Will's entire future in the palm of her hand, and her plan is already forming. She is going to blackmail Bill Spencer. Think about it. Bill Spencer loves his son more than anything. Bill will do anything to protect Will. Bill will pay any amount of money. He will give up his company. He will give up the Logan designs. He will do whatever it takes to keep Will out of prison for attempted murder. Or worse, if RJ does not survive, Ivy knows this. Ivy knows she can use this video to completely destroy Will forever. Or she can use it to bleed Bill Spencer dry. She can use it to force Katie to drop the Logan fashion line. She can use it to get everything she ever wanted. She is holding a loaded gun to the head of the entire Spencer family. And she is smiling about it. It is so sick. It is so twisted. But it is brilliant soap opera drama. I just cannot stop thinking about the fallout from this. It is going to be massive. First of all, RJ, is he going to live? The notes say he is motionless on the cold ground. That is bad, very bad. If he dies, Will is a murderer. Even if it was an accident during a fight, he pushed him off a roof. The police will be involved. Chief Baker is going to be all over this, and Brooke will never forgive Will. Never. Brooke and Katie's feud was already bad over the fashion line. But now Katie's son pushed Brooke's son off a roof. This is war. This is a blood feud now. They will never speak again. Katie will try to defend Will because he is her son. Brooke will want Will locked up forever. The Logan sisters are done, permanently destroyed. And Ridge. Oh my God, Ridge. Ridge is going to lose his mind. He already hates Bill. He almost came to blows with Bill over the fashion preview, sabotage. But when Ridge finds out that Bill's son nearly killed his son, Ridge might actually try to kill Bill. The tension between the Forresters and the Spencers has never been this high. It is going to explode. And what about Bill? Bill has been walking around so arrogant, telling Will that you cannot steal what you own, defending Katie, thinking he is invincible. But now his son is facing prison, and Ivy is going to come to him with that video. Bill is going to be backed into a corner, and a cornered Bill Spencer is a dangerous man. What will he do to Ivy to get that video? Will he hire someone to steal her phone? Will he threaten her? This blackmail plot is going to be incredible to watch. And poor Electra, she has been through so much. She was so hurt by Will kissing Dylan. She was acting so crazy in the showroom, demanding Dylan quit. She was just starting to maybe find some peace with RJ. And now she watched Will push RJ off a roof. Her heart is completely shattered. She will never be able to look at Will again. He is a monster in her eyes now. The boy she loved is gone, replaced by a guy with blood on his hands. And she will probably feel guilty too because they were fighting over her. It is the classic tragic love triangle ending. And then there is Dylan. Dylan is downstairs in the Forrester showroom right now. She just accepted the receptionist job from Steffi. She just got yelled at by Electra. She was debating if she should quit or stay. And she also overheard Ivy and Daphne talking. So Dylan knows Ivy sabotaged Will and Electra's relationship. Dylan has a massive secret, but will she even get to tell anyone? With RJ bleeding on the pavement and Will facing murder charges, Ivy's past manipulations seem like small potatoes. But maybe Dylan can use what she knows to expose Ivy's true character. Maybe Dylan will be the one to figure out Ivy has the video. And Steffi is the CEO. She just had to deal with Electra throwing a tantrum in her office. She told Electra to stick her chin out. She was trying to keep the peace in the office. And now there is a literal crime scene in her building. The police will be taping off the Forrester Creations courtyard. The press will be everywhere. The scandal will be huge. The Forrester stock will plummet. Steffi is going to have to manage the biggest crisis in the history of the company. And she is going to be furious. And we cannot forget about Daphne. Daphne is sitting there feeling guilty because she knows Ivy is a manipulator. Daphne wanted to tell Carter the truth, but she was too scared of Ivy. Well, now look what happened. Because Ivy kept Will and Electra apart, Will got jealous of RJ, and now RJ is broken on the ground. Daphne is going to feel so responsible. If she had just told the truth, maybe Will and Electra would have gotten back together. Maybe this fight never would have happened. Carter is going to find out eventually, and Carter is a man of the law. He is going to be disgusted by Ivy's actions. This is just so much to process. I am typing as fast as I can, but my brain is spinning. The image of Will looking at his hands, that is what sticks with me. He just lost his reason. It happens. People get mad. They see red. But when you are on a roof, you cannot make a mistake like that. The consequences are permanent. The cold ground does not forgive, and RJ's toxic insults. It is interesting how words can trigger such violence. RJ was not using his fists. He was using his words. He was tearing down the Logan line. He was tearing down Katie. He knew exactly what buttons to push to hurt Will. He poked the bear, and the bear attacked. It does not excuse what Will did, but it shows how ugly this feud has become. They are not just fighting over clothes anymore. They are fighting to destroy each other's souls. Brooke's scream, I can hear it in my head. The raw emotion, the motherly panic. She has fought so hard for her family. She has fought Katie. She has fought Taylor. She has fought Steffi, all to protect her kids. And now she finds her son like this. It is heartbreaking. And Ivy, the ultimate villain in this scenario, standing in the dark, smiling. A normal person would drop their phone and call 911. A normal person would scream for help, but Ivy saw an opportunity. She saw